Hey, coming up right now, there is one restaurant that's offering a skinny discount. What customers have to fit through in order to qualify.
Also coming up, some churchgoers are charging it. Why many say it's not the right way to donate.
And a little bit later on, a Kentucky eatery makes a, kind of a bizarre decision to flood its own restaurant. The explanation, it actually might surprise you.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
I am Mitch English, and this is Daily Flash. Happy Easter weekend to all of you guys out there. Eggs a little bit more pricey, so plastic eggs might be the way to go if you're going to hide
But
them.
the prices are coming down
That's the good
tremendously at the grocery store when it comes to eggs. So
And
that's
they're round gold. Oblong gold is what
Fowls, fools, gold.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Fowls
that's
gold.
actually the same nickname we gave this guy, Matt
really?
Doolittle. Matt, oh, you got you're
Hey.
accessorized today, Matt. Happy Easter weekend.
Easter week. It's WrestleMania weekend, baby.
Oh,
Years
WrestleMania.
of naked men slapping each other. Come on,
Okay.
pull them out.
I'm
There
all
you
for
go.
that. I
Not
don't
a
mind
problem.
that.
You have your belt. I have mine.
You gotta do the
You
slappy
guys.
slaps.
So,
Wow.
There you go.
What about that belt over there behind the camera,
I
guys?
think it's at their wills. Oh, it's Braden.
Braden.
Reigns even got the Roman Reigns one. Yeah.
Look at that. It looks like Wonder Woman on the...
WrestleMania,
it is Wonder Woman.
WrestleMania
Yeah.
is its own holiday.
Looks
I don't know
like
why it has to share it with Easter this
It's
year.
so hard to get up the Monday
They're all
after.
fighting
Is it on a
over
Sunday?
one.
I
It's
have
two
no-
nights. It's 2 nights now. It's
Oh, it's
Saturday
two.
and Sunday.
Are we going to need a Monday off as a federal holiday
I
for
think
this?
so.
Oh,
And it's in
good Lord.
Vegas, baby. So you gotta celebrate.
Okay.
All right, there might be some other wrestling fans out there back home. They got their belts.
Yeah, and you know what? They can head over to dailyflashshow.com. Send me an email, flash@dailyflashshow.com. Let me know what you think of WrestleMania weekend. I'll have a preview review for it next week after it's all done. It'll be on our YouTube page where you can find the link on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Well, it's fun and exciting. You know,
Exciting and new. Something always big.
Does it seem like Easter is later this year?
It does feel
Yeah,
like,
it does.
100%.
I had my Facebook feeds popping up with pictures, and it was like the first week of April.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
too, which is seems sort of weird. Have you been to a Starbucks lately?
I don't go as much as often because you gave me that beautiful
So
coffee
like
maker. I
getting such
love it.
great
The
use out of
barista.
that.
It's every
Yes.
morning. But yes, I have occasionally.
So Starbucks has a new CEO, and he's started to implement some very positive changes
Getting our
according to
names
customers.
written
Yeah,
out,
using Sharpies again to draw things on people's cups and writing the names just for fun. Also creating more of a sit-down environment within the cafe as opposed to go. So now baristas are asking it: do you want to stay? Do you want it for here? Do you want it to go? If you have the drink in the cafe, they give you a mug, a glass or ceramic mug or a
okay.
glass cup. So which is
I
kind of
haven't
nice.
experienced that yet.
Also, they brought back, the bar where you can fix your own drink. You can add cream or milk or sugar or whatever
sugar
it
in
is
the
that you
raw,
like.
yeah.
Now they've announced that their baristas will be required to wear a certain uniform. There will be a new dress code policy for
Good.
baristas, which I think is an important move because in recent years, we've seen a lot of these fast casual restaurant workers kind of wear whatever they want to work. And that also includes a lot of political t-shirts, which can be very off-putting for certain customers, for any customer, I think.
Yep.
So Starbucks is going back to a new dress code. They will be required to wear black tops. They'll be issued 2 shirts from a new company branded line at no cost. Previously, the baristas were allowed to wear any color shirt they chose, any kind of shirt, and the workers must also wear khaki, black, or blue denim bottoms. The prior dress code had allowed for gray or brown slacks or skirts, and they will also be featuring that green apron, which is, their
Iconic.
signature. Yeah, that's their signature. Kind of like Disney refers to their employees as cast members.
Yes, when they're wearing a
Yes,
costume.
Yes, they call them the Apron Club, the Green Apron Club.
Well,
so,
I don't want to be in that.
yeah.
But, all right.
See,
I
I'm
like
for that.
everything else you're saying.
I'm for that because Disney even let up a lot of their wardrobe restrictions and
Yeah.
requirements. Now they got tattoos. When I worked there, it was very strict. Now it's a little looser, and I don't like that. I'm paying a premium price here.
That's the
I
key.
agree.
You want to feel like you're in
Yes.
that premium place. I agree
Yes.
with that. A lot of restaurants have done that over the years, been more relaxed. Just my dad growing up at Domino's Pizza,
Yeah.
we had you had to wear blue pants with their uniform and a hat, and you couldn't have a beard and yada yada. Now, first off, who knows who's delivering your pizza? It could be some Uber Eats guy.
Yeah.
But I see them coming up and they're wearing holey shorts and tube socks and a t-shirt and a hat sometimes. So, but I feel like, and that's what more and more businesses need to realize.
Yeah.
If you look professional, I'll feel like I'm getting a better value.
Yes,
I
and you're
feel,
willing
at
to spend
least.
the extra money.
And I'll spend the extra money.
and be a repeat customer. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So let us know your thoughts on this. Good idea, bad idea? Will you start maybe visiting more Starbucks or any restaurant that is up in the ante? Go to our website, dailyflashshow.com, and just sound off. We'd love to hear from you. Let's go now, speaking of restaurants, to Thailand, where a restaurant there accused of being fat-shaming their customers after they offered diners a special discount if they could fit through the door. Not joking. Look at this video. The cafe, it's known for serving international breakfast foods all day. You can kind of think of it like a global Denny's.
Okay.
Restaurant features skinny discount bars that are color-coded. Now, the smaller the gap you could fit through, the bigger the discount. And most everyone is calling the skinny body, skinny bill rule a brilliant idea.
Brilliant.
Not everybody, though. It's also not going over well in the plus size crowd as well. And I can get that. And it looks like you don't even have to go through that to test yourself. You can walk around it. I think it's a gimmick, right?
It's a total gimmick, and of course we're talking about it, so it's a great marketing.
Yeah, and they're only in
ploy,
Thailand.
right? You can go through the full body section there. This guy's squeezing through the
Suck it in.
15%
But
off.
give him 15% if
Yeah.
he makes it through. If he
yeah,
can get
right,
through that one.
dude. Come on now. So there you go. I don't see a problem with
What
this.
if you
It's
show
just
up all
kind of
greased
fun.
up? Is
Well-
that cheating?
Well, I do anyway, so why not?
How about wearing the wrestling belt?
Well, see it's gonna cause a little bit of a
catch,
size.
isn't
Get
it?
all that baby oil all
Yes.
over the bars.
Yeah, is that it?
A video of churchgoers using a credit card machine to make donations is gaining attention for, some say, all the wrong reasons. In the clip, you can see parishioners passing around a credit card machine. Many are using their plastic or their own phones to make immediate donations. Several people are frowning on this latest money grab for donations, while others say it's a sign of the times and they should embrace the ease of the technology. Mitch, what
I
say
think
you?
it's part of that. Churches change with the technology 100%, so I have no problem with that. However, I do, if you're paying with credit card, are you really paying your tithing or whatever, your donation, until you actually pay off your credit card? And then there's
Great
fees
point.
that are
Yeah.
associated with that you cannot, ask God, hey, I paid 4% extra on this.
Yeah.
Can you give me 4% extra blessings? My understanding, it doesn't work that way.
That doesn't work that way,
No,
really?
not at all. But it's convenience. It's really what it is.
But we think about it, certain businesses have a hard time keeping up with credit card fees on their end if you're using a Visa or MasterCard or American
a good point.
Express. So they're paying Visa, MasterCard, and American Express a certain percentage of that transaction. So is this really more about the credit card companies making a little extra? Money?
More, I'm sure. Well, somebody's making more
I'm
money.
thinking about it, but yeah.
I'm sure they're not giving them a discount.
No.
At
But
all.
everybody's got to evolve, though. Mitch and I live by a pretty, high traffic flow area here in Orlando.
Yeah.
And there's a guy that stands there now with his QR code up. Because nobody has cash, so he's got his QR code up. I think it's to his Venmo. I don't know. I haven't
Certain
QR'd
that's
it,
probably
but
what
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't want that guy knowing my name
No.
or address or
yeah,
whatever.
right?
Really quick, I'm going to do an on the set direction thing here.
Yes.
So if you can zoom in real quick with me, Braden, and then I'm going to turn really quick to camera 3, Zach. Okay. So when you'll know when I look to it. You know who? This is very convenient. You know who else loves convenience?
Who?
Ready? Satan. He
Anybody-
does, right? Satan loves convenience, right?
Thank you, church lady.
How many people have that reference?
Satan. I do think it crosses a line when you've got people who are standing outside of certain street corners or restaurants or grocery stores asking for money or donations, and they're like, "You can Venmo me, you can Zelle me." Like when you say, "I don't have cash on me," that's no longer an excuse.
Yeah.
This is the
That's how
issue.
I got away with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
no.
I don't know how. Well, I guess that people have free phones, but your smartphone ain't cheap.
No.
Why am I Venmoing you
Right.
if you have a smartphone or
Yes.
a brand new iPhone
Yes,
or whatever? It's
right.
like that tells me you have some kind of
Yeah.
money coming in.
Exactly.
They're sitting there with a 16 Pro Max.
Yes. Just Venmo me.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
we all do
Yeah,
that.
all right.
It makes it easier for my kid, though.
Yeah.
I could send him to him, but if you think about him, he ain't got a job either.
That's true.
And he's homeless if I make him so. The owners, this is really cool. The owners of a Kentucky restaurant, it's near the Ohio River, shared an unusual strategy for keeping dirty floodwater out by flooding their very own building with actually clean water.
Huh.
Check this out. Look at your video, the TV. The co-owner of Captain's Quarters Riverside Grill, he used sinks, faucets, and well water to fill the restaurant up with about 6 feet of clean, fresh water.
Okay.
It's a unique strategy to keep the dirty floodwater away. The owners are worried that the floodwaters could breach the restaurant if the waters are outside get higher than 6 feet. But look, you can see the ground. It's worked as well because it's staying true to that site. The problem is your insurance company is not going to be happy that you did this.
Yeah, because your restaurant is flooded, so aren't you doing the same
But the
kind
water
of
is
damage?
right up to the window, though. So it would have been flooded no matter what.
Okay, I see
what I'm
what
saying?
you're
Like,
saying,
so, and you can see if you watch this video in full,
Yeah.
you'll see the water matches right up to the
Interesting.
inside from the outside.
Okay.
It's science! Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Love, it's exciting and new. Come aboard. We've been expecting you on the divorce boat. No, it's not a show, and I know it sounds a little strange, but imagine this. Your parents, they get a divorce, and then they spin the block and then live together. Wow, it's actually a reality for Trisha Patrick. She's a contributor for Business Insider. Trisha, this is happening. It seems like divorce, you go your separate ways. Not always the case, right?
Yeah, I mean, they did do the classic going their separate ways 11 years ago when they got divorced. So they spent 11 years apart, and then COVID happened, and my mom was a frontline worker, and she fell on really hard times. And essentially, my dad hit the opposite, and he ended up buying a home, kind of doing well after the divorce, and then he offered to let my mom stay with her temporarily, and that was 4 years ago. So
Wow.
it was supposed to be just a 6-month thing, and now they kind of figured out how to like cohabitate together, and now they're living together fully with no intention of her moving out anytime
Wow.
soon.
You know, I first when I see this, I think there is. I'm divorced. I love my ex-wife because she is the mother of my kids. Okay, and so I'll always have that love for her. And it seems like that love you want to make sure that they're taken care of no matter what. And it's nice to see this, but I'm not sure if I can move to live with her again, especially after 11 years. That's a long time. And maybe there's some of those at home watching. Maybe they're going through the same thing. What was the most surprising, I guess, emotional adjustment for you being their child?
For me, it was dealing with kind of like a little bit of PTSD.
Okay. Makes sense.
You know, it felt like I was living with my parents again when I was 15, and they would argue all the time. And, you know, and then fast forward to now I'm 30 and going through it again.
Okay.
And so to me, it was trying to understand it's not the same situation. They are not married this time. They are arguing because they're divorced. That's why they got divorced. And I think a lot of it was just knowing that we all had to adjust to this, and we all had to go into it with a positive mindset.
Uh-huh.
In the beginning, I was very against it. I didn't think it would work. You know, me and my sister even had an intervention with both of them and said, I don't think this is going to work. And now we're clearly wrong because they found a way to
Are you
make it work.
glad that you're wrong, though, Trisha? Are you glad that you're wrong?
I am, yes.
Good.
I am glad that I'm wrong. I mean, them living together has made, you know, a lot more challenging, but then there's been a lot of surprising, like, happy things to come out of it as well.
All right. Well, let's talk about some of the way you think. Well, what were some of the happier things? Just the fact that the family's back together. What was happy about it?
You know, unexpected things like we spent the first Christmas together for the past, well, 2 years ago, and then we spent it together last year too. Like we hosted a family Christmas dinner. My mom made my dad's favorite meal, lasagna. We went around the table talking about favorite Christmas memories.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
you know, that hadn't happened in so long. So that felt really special. And honestly, just coming home from work and being able to like tell both my mom and dad in the kitchen a funny thing that happened,
Yeah.
and us all laughing together, like those are the moments that were unexpected.
It's
That
beautiful.
kind of make this dysfunctional family situation work.
In your article that you wrote about this, you kind of mentioned that the arrangement has actually changed how you really view love. Is there any specific moments that really kind of shifted your perspective on what a commitment or maybe even a partnership means?
I think it's the care. Like I've turned how like they don't love each other anymore, in the classic love
Sure.
sense, but
Yes, I
that
understand that.
love
Yeah.
has yeah, that love has turned into care, and deep care. And I've seen that through, yesterday my mom even called me and said, "Oh, your dad came in my room and put curtain rods up for me, and
Okay.
I didn't even ask him to." Or, my mom will come home and help and like move my dad's laundry over. We'll be at Portillo's. We're from Chicago. And my dad will always make sure to come home with a slab of ribs, my mom's favorite meal, from Portillo's without like her even asking, just making sure that she has dinner.
Okay.
So it's things like that.
All right, so you look at those sort of things. You look at those small things, which, in my opinion, those small things are actually what makes a great marriage. Is doing those small little things. So they're still there. There's slight views of that. What would you say? Maybe there's a couple that were divorced and they're contemplating doing something like this. Any advice to them? What to stay away from? What to do? Considering the children.
Yeah, I think establishing boundaries from the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, Very important. And my mom and dad, like, they really don't have friends over or company over unless the other one is gone.
Oh.
Um, we're not like bringing a bunch of people to hang out together. It's kind of like a mutual respect of space. Um, and so I would say just establishing boundaries, having a conversation about what that looks like would be the first most important thing.
All right. Which makes a lot of sense. And maybe talking to the whole family instead of it being a surprise, I would imagine. Hey, we're thinking about doing this and getting everybody involved because this is a family decision. When you decide to make one, obviously you need to include, especially when you have adult children as well. Tricia, very interesting stuff here. And again, I'm sure there are other people out there that would like to find out what to go through, and they can find out more on the article that you've written. You can head to our website and a new look on a look for love. You can head over to businessinsider.com, or we'll have links on our website as well as this interview as well. You can go to dailyflashshow.com. Jackson, we got back together. We did fine. Right? It can happen.
Holidays are great.
Holidays are wonderful, and we spend every morning together. We want you to do just the same. Stick around. We got more Daily Flash coming up.
Hey now, welcome to a preview review segment on the formal Daily Flash. I am Matt Doolittle, while I speak geek and give you a little sneak peek, but this time I have something very special. Now, the life of a stuntman can be crazy, especially having a wife, a baby, a bunch of cats. Chris Naylor has been in the business for well over a decade now. He's been a stunt guy for Will Ferrell in Barbie or Cordially Invited, just to name a few. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing lovely there, sir. So, I've known you for a while. I slept on your couch for a bit in the California there, and we've been through a bit here. So, but how did you get into the business of being a stuntman?
It happened right there in your backyard of Orlando, Florida. I was about 21 years old. I moved to Orlando, and I was going to UCF and Go Knights. And one day, I was walking through the Union, and I saw that Universal Studios was hiring for Halloween Horror Nights. I applied to it. They gave me a chainsaw and said, "Here you go, have fun." And after that, I wanted to know more about entertainment, and I got more involved with their stunt shows, and I became the Terminator at the T2 3D Battle Across Time. For the young kids, they might not know what that is, but it was a really great proper sequel to T2. And I worked that all my college life, and did a little stint at the Pirates Dinner Adventure off of iDrive. And after I graduated college, I moved to LA, and the rest is history.
So what's kind of the biggest struggle that you've seen in the business? I mean, the business has changed a lot over the past, I don't know, 5-10 years. And since you've been in it, what's kind of been the biggest struggle for it?
Right now, we're dealing with streaming services and AI. Those are big issues that a lot of stunt performers and actors are facing. The streaming platform is just a little bit different when it comes to paying out residuals, and as people don't know, that residuals are the royalties we get paid after we premiere on a show. And when we're not working full time, which a lot of us don't, we kind of rely on those residuals to help us get by. And that's kind of what we've been dealing with for the past, 5-6 years, maybe even longer. But the strike that just happened, last year, 2 years ago, kind of helped a little bit. And we're just hoping that we get, better deals in the future.
So, and also during the time during COVID and all that happened, you went from LA and moved to Georgia. What have you kind of seen the shift there happen? Because you've picked up a lot of work. You're Cordially Invited, which you're Will Ferrell's stunt double at this point. You're basically Will Ferrell's son for a lot of his movies. So what have you kind of seen the shift do with that?
Well, Georgia kind of became this Hollywood East, 10 to 15 years ago, once The Walking Dead blew up. And then all of a sudden, Pinewood Studios was built. They renamed it Trilith, and Marvel brought all their shows there. And even DC had a run for a while. And it kind of became this Hollywood East. And after COVID, I just kind of realized, maybe a better quality of life is what my wife and family needed. So we packed up the cats and Georgia, and my wife is working at Tyler Perry Studios as a production accountant, and I'm still the stay-at-home dad / stuntman whenever I get a call.
And so a big thing that came up, and I didn't even know, you'd kind of mentioned that you were in it, but the new Naked Gun. Tell me about that, because you're a prominent part in the trailer.
Just in the trailer, I get taken out by Liam Neeson, who plays Frank Drebin Jr., and it was such a fun experience working with Liam Neeson, and it was just a blast. We did this whole big bank robbing scene, kind of like a parody spoof to The Dark Knight, and you think it's this going to be this badass action sequence, and then Liam Neeson comes in dressed as a little schoolgirl and
throws a lollipop in your mouth.
Throws a lollipop right in my mouth. I get it right in the kisser. So that was a lot of fun to do. And the next thing I have coming out probably this year, and then
you can't say what you can't see, right?
Exactly. But I am working on Will Ferrell's next movie that's filming in Georgia right now. That's
awesome. And one last thing, and every stunt guy I think gets this question: what's the biggest injury you've had?
Actually, it started in Orlando. I dislocated a knee in the theme parks, and then that injury kind of carried, its way out to LA with me. And as a stunt guy, you just kind of have to, bite your lip and go with it. And I ended up getting a couple surgeries since that injury. And yeah, sometimes it just happens. That's the nature of the game. We get hurt, we lie about it, and we keep going until it's really bad.
So
but
you just talk your way into the next gig. You're like, no, I'm fine. Just
I'm cool.
Throw up some dirt on it.
Exactly. A little shot of cortisone, and that's it. But no, but we do take care of ourselves. We try to. We rehearse things, over and over again to make sure we get it right, so there are no injuries. But sometimes those injuries just happen on little things, and the big ones eventually end up being really great stunts.
It's awesome, Chris. Well, if somebody wants to get you for their stunt work, where can they go?
I mean, they could email me at nailerstunts@gmail.com. My stunt reel is on YouTube. My Instagram is Nailers Cool Cats. It's mostly me and my cats and my baby, but I do put some stunt work on there whenever a big gig comes out that I want to promote.
Perfect. Thanks, Chris. We'll make sure we have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com. More Flash right after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk, and a happy Easter to all of you.
We wish you the best.
Yes.
Get those kids all sugared up in the morning right before church.
Then let them go.
Let them go. Let them go. I was probably, my kids were probably 3 or 4, my oldest, when I realized what a horrible idea this is. But they would have all new pink and white or pastel colors for an Easter that my wife would either make or buy or whatever. They always look beautiful. Take the picture, go to church. Different story because there's candy everywhere.
Yes, of course. And then you think about it, like the tradition of waking up and like having a basket full of sugar and then searching for hard-boiled eggs that have been sitting on a countertop for weeks on end. You have to wonder like how we survived all of that.
There is a lady, I was going to talk about this earlier, but she is on TikTok. She tie-dyed her eggs in the toilet because she didn't want to get the dye all over. And she goes, "Oh, don't worry, no one's going to eat this. It doesn't matter.
No.
Nothing is supposed to be in the toilet other than this."
Is there a toilet?
Right, nobody can now, right?
Is there a toilet stained then? What, you got like tie-dye in the toilet? Like,
so she said, she goes, "No, it didn't," because she puts the cleaner in it. She didn't want to mess up her counters with all the dye and everything.
Let me guess, she's the one that has the blue toilet for water. And the cushy toilet seat.
I'll give her this. They look kind of cool, but again,
in the toilet?
You would have to know, hey, don't eat those. They've been in my toilet.
What?
I don't think anybody eats them anyway.
No, I don't think you're right.
You just throw them at the neighbors.
Just dye them in the sink.
Or like the paws, like we used to always do, or put stickers on them.
Okay, why do you need to put them in the toilet?
Because that's a very good question.
Because TikTok.
TikTok, yes, you're right,
because
Matt.
of TikTok.
Because
All
of
right,
TikTok.
boy sober. You ever heard this?
No.
Boy sober is actually BOY sober, like you don't
Like
drink
you're
anymore, like
sober,
you're
okay.
off of alcohol, so you're sober. We usually associate that with alcohol. But boy sober, more and more women are actually using that term in the United States. Get this, for the first time.
Sober.
I'll explain in a second.
Okay.
51% of women between 18 to 40 in this survey are actually single. And that's up 10% from the year 2000.
Okay.
So they're swearing off women. They've got boys. I'm not dating anymore. I'm just happy with being myself. 48% of women say marriage isn't needed for a fulfilling life. And they say half the women report actually being happier than married women. I don't know how that goes, but the shift is actually tied to political, economic, and cultural changes. And they're not against marriage, they say.
Okay.
They're just not going to settle. They're going to settle for the right one. So they're tired of dating boys. They're okay with men. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got
So
ya.
if you're boy sober, meaning,
Right.
listen, I'm not dating unless it's going to be serious and is a man and he
Okay.
has all
I
these
want to be
requirements.
man drunk.
Wow, okay.
Okay, well, we got a belt and some baby oil for you, Braden.
Well, the conversation just shifted.
Didn't it really?
In a
I'll be
weird
sending
way.
that clip to your wife.
So
Oh, is that weird?
Braden at
not okay?
ksaent.com, guys.
Does he want you to
wants to get-
Venmo him or
Venmo him.
Venmo his
sell
guy
him
drunk?
with any
Yeah,
sort of?
exactly.
I could see this. I mean, I think women are sort of, although, we like the bad boys. So we go through those phases where we like, there's a thrill to that, so to speak. So maybe they're getting more mature and more sensible about who they want as a companion for the rest of their life.
I would say I would like to know if women feel the same. You are representatives.
Yes,
I'm
of
sorry,
course,
but
yeah.
but as far as when it comes to marriage, like I like being married. I think Matt, you.
Oh yeah, no,
finally
I'm
found the
so
right
glad
one.
I'm not on the dating
absolutely.
scene.
But I think there is somewhere it's like, look, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And it seems like you would expect that from men, saying I don't want to. Where it used to be that way, I'm single the rest of my life. I'm not going
Yeah.
to settle down. But it's shifting now.
It is shifting a little bit, and I think maybe it has to do with economics. Maybe women are making more money, so they understand
They
the
don't need no
economics.
man.
We don't.
But I think we do. We need partnerships. We need
that's why I
men.
love this
Men
woman.
need women. Women need men. I mean, you do need that person to go through life with.
And through our daily flash show.
Yes.
That's why I got you.
People need people.
People need people.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
In this week's Help My Home, we call on our favorite home improvement guy, Gator. He's showing us how to patch a hole in drywall, fix a leaky hose, and drain your water heater.
Hey, this is Gator with a few easy hacks to help you help your home. I'm going to show you how to patch a hole in your drywall or your sheetrock like this.
And it's pretty simple. So the first thing you want to do is get a wall patch like this. You can get them at your hardware store for about $6. You need some putty knives. You can get a pack of these 3 plastic ones for about another $6. And then you want to get some pre-mixed sheetrock mud. Comes in a bucket like this. It's already mixed up for you. This is about $10 or $12, so less than 25 bucks. You can fix it yourself. What you want to do is just kind of clean this area off, make sure it's smooth enough to accept your patch. And you want to get a little bit of your mud out of your bucket. Just kind of spread it around the edge, just like this. Next thing you do is take your patch, peel the back bit off. It's got a self-sticky, and stick it right over the hole, just like that. Kind of push it down with your putty knife. Then you take more of your sheetrock mud, put it on here like this, go right over the hole, just like that. Once you got it like that, you can take your bigger knife with some more mud on it, and just kind of float this out, just like this. Let that dry, come back, sand it, paint it, be good as new. Just about anybody's gonna be able to do this. $25 or less. You can patch a hole in your wall. You can even use it to patch other little tiny holes. Just get you these plastic knives. All right, then. Next!
Times you turn on your water hose and it looked like this. This is a common problem that I see on water hoses everywhere. It's such an easy fix, and I'm going to show you how to do it. This right here is one of the easiest things to fix. Cost you a couple dollars, ain't nothing to it, okay? So you remove your hose, and you want to look down inside of here, and there's a rubber washer down in here, or you might not even have a washer at all. So if it's leaking real bad, it'll probably be gone. They fall out, get lost, but you reach down in here with your finger or a screwdriver, you pull this little washer out, okay? Then you go up to your hardware store, and you get a little pack of hose washers. They got them hanging over there by the hoses, just like this, okay? And then they got little flat ones, and they got some round ones that are a little bit bigger. Now, these flat washers are perfect for your hose. You can just push it right down in here like this with your finger and push it all the way to the bottom. Sits just like that. As soon as you screw your hose on, it's gonna take care of all your leaks. If you've got a sprayer, something like this, it'll have the same thing. It'll have a washer down here, just like this. Now, I like to use the round, bigger washers for these sprayers. They got a lot deeper threads, and you can push this down in there, and it just creates a lot better seal than the flat washer, okay? You push it all the way down in there, and when you screw this on your hose, you're not gonna have any more leaks. It's as simple as that. Costs you a couple of dollars, you can fix all your hose leaks. All right, then. I'm gonna show you how to drain your electric water heater. It's a very simple process. All you need is a water hose. The very first thing you need to do is turn the power off to your heater. Go to your main electric box in your house, find your breaker that's labeled water heater, go ahead and turn that off. The next thing you need to do is you also need to turn the water off going to this. Now, usually there's a pipe coming out of the wall that feeds the water into this, and there will usually be a valve right there. You can turn the water off. If you don't have that, you're going to obviously need to turn the water off to your whole house. The next thing you need to do is find this spigot on the bottom of your water heater, hook your water hose to it, and run it outside. Open this valve. Come outside, make sure your hose is draining, and just let it be. You can open a hot water valve in your shower or your tub. It'll speed it up a little bit. Don't mess with the pressure valve on top. I don't recommend doing that. Give it an hour or so, it'll be drained out. Once it's all drained out, you can turn your water back on for a minute and let it flush the stuff out, and then turn it back off. Unhook your hose, close the valve on your water heater, then turn your water back on for your house. Let it fill that tank up. Takes about 5 minutes. Then you can turn your breaker back on, and you're good to go. All right, then. Next! Be sure to catch my home hacks and more right here on the Daily Flash.
Hey, welcome back. Easter kicks off the celebration of the spring season. Lifestyle editor Joanne Butler, fresh off a shoulder injury, joins us now with some of her favorite things to make, to entertain this year. Hey, Joanne, hope you're doing better.
Hi, thanks for having me. Well, I'm all about doing whatever you can do to make entertaining easier. I'm a big catering person, especially now with my broken shoulder. But thank goodness Cracker Barrel is once again here to serve up a variety of options to make it super convenient and just giving us all more time to spend with family and friends and less time in the kitchen. Who doesn't love Cracker Barrel too? They have the most delicious things. And this Easter, they've brought back their popular Easter heat and serve meals with either spiral sliced sugar-cured ham or prime rib. These are easy-to-serve meals packaged with everything you need to serve 4 to 6 or 8 to 10 and go literally from oven to table in 3 hours or less. 3 options to choose from: the ham feast, the ham family dinner, or a prime rib family dinner with tender roasted prime rib au jus and horseradish sauce. Both family dinners serve 4 to 6. The best part, they include all the sides. So mashed potatoes with roasted gravy, country green beans, creamy mac and cheese, delicious baby carrots, sweet yeast rolls, even the butter on the side. And if you choose the ham feast, you'll get dessert too: an apple streusel and pecan pie. You can, of course, add any sides, drinks, and desserts you want. They have this seasonal strawberry peach lemonade that's super yummy and looks so pretty on the table. Pre-order now online at crackerbarrel.com/Easter. Pick it up starting April 17th through the 20th. Just make sure you place your order 24 hours in advance. And if you feel like getting out for Easter, you can do that too. Cracker Barrel's open during normal hours with a special preset meal: a sugar-cured ham, turkey with dressing and roasted gravy, cranberry relish, a choice of one country side. The hash brown casserole is just to die for, biscuits or corn muffins, and even a slice of pecan pie with ice cream for dessert. So whichever way you want to go, Cracker Barrel has got you covered. Now, next up, no holiday is ever complete for me without my Ferrero Rocher, my personal favorite premium chocolate, just known, of course, for their delicious creamy indulgence, but also for their iconic gold wrapping that just, elevates any occasion. I love these for decorating and using them as fantastic centerpieces. They also make great gifts, hostess gifts, or my kids just love these. And for Easter this year, they have some amazing limited edition goodies to make beautiful Easter baskets. All different options to choose from: 5 and 24-piece gift boxes, a special 13-piece bunny shape that's just super cute. These are their special Easter golden eggs that come in dark milk and white chocolate, and the collection's crispy eggs that come in hazelnut, caramel, and cocoa. They also have the hollow egg too, if you just like, hollow traditional chocolate. Remember, limited time only, so hop on over to Target, Walmart, Walgreens, Amazon, or CVS and get them while supplies last. You definitely don't want to miss these beauties. And there you have it. Happy Easter.
April is Financial Literacy Month, and Intuit is hosting its second annual Hour of Finance Challenge. Here's what you need to know.
So Intuit's learned that those who are financially literate typically have higher savings and higher credit scores and are actually better at managing debt. And that's why it's really important that students cross that high school graduation stage with the critical financial skills they'll need, just as they're about to begin making financial decisions that could impact them long term. Now, Miles, you're an educator and you work with students every day. Is this what you're seeing as well?
Certainly. And as educators, we want to help kids build healthy relationships, whether that's with people or with things. And one of the things that we think is really important for them as they're becoming our next generation of leaders is having a healthy relationship with money. Without an early solid foundation of personal finance or financial education, kids are going to struggle as they transition to life in the real world. And financial education doesn't always feel relevant to students, and a lot of curriculum is fairly outdated. We often, as families, don't talk openly about finances, and so that can be a really hard thing for a lot of our kids.
Well, for over 40 years, Intuit's been helping our customers become financially capable, and now we're leveraging that experience to do the same for the next generation. In fact, we're actually on a mission to help 50 million students become financially literate by 2030. Now, we're doing this by first offering our free Intuit for Education financial curriculum to schools. And second, we're advocating for all teachers, regardless of the grade or subject they teach, to spend at least an hour teaching personal finance during Financial Literacy Month. And to make that easy, we launched the free Intuit Hour of Finance Challenge. Now, this challenge provides teachers with a quick lesson plan on budgeting that they use with their students. And then students play an online game called Intuit Prosperity Quest, which features real world scenarios while they earn a score based on how they play. And now schools use these scores to compete against other schools from across the country for a chance to win Chromebooks, as well as be recognized as a state or national champion. Miles, I hear that your school's already participating in the Hour Finance Challenge. How's that going?
Man, it's great. Our kids love the game. They're competitors, and so they want to be a state, a Louisiana, or a national champion. It's fun, and it's making kids helping kids understand these very abstract concepts and make it a lot easier for them and more concrete in an engaging way where they get to be able to interact with these things themselves. For teachers, it's a lot easier because that's another thing off of their plate. And then families feel really confident sending their kids to a school that cares about their kids' financial well-being. I wish we had these tools when I was growing up. I feel it would have made my life a lot easier.
I love to hear that the kids are having a great experience. We have over 100,000 students from schools across every state registered to participate. But if there are other schools that are interested, you can just go to intuit.com/hour of finance to learn more. That's intuit.com/hour of finance.
The U.S. Army is launching a new video series. It's called All You, all in an effort to help reshape America. Here's more.
All You is a YouTube series on the Go Army channel that focuses not just on physical fitness, but cognitive fitness. If you think about being prepared, being ready to fight, it's not just about being physically fit. It's about managing stress, about getting good quality sleep, making sure that we are properly fueling ourselves and hydrating enough so that we can continue to do our jobs each and every day. We're asked to deploy anywhere, anytime in the world at any given notice each and every day. There's a level of resiliency that comes with that. It's not just about physical fitness. It's about being mentally ready. Again, it's the All You series. They're releasing a new video every other week. And then you can also go to the goarmy.com website as well.
We are not done with this show yet. We got plenty more of today's trends.
Yes, we do. And we've also got a fantastic website.
Oh, we do. And it's for you,
yes.
Okay? It's dailyflashshow.com. You can go there right now.
Yes.
Yeah, you can write it down if you like.
And
think of our name.
Sometimes we talk about things that are very topical and trendy and sometimes controversial. And we like you to sound off. And there's a sound off button right there.
Before we head into the weekend, we got to tell you what to check out on your streaming services. First up, AJ, what you got?
Oh my God, the best season finale I think I've ever seen. My pick for this week is season 2 of 1923.
I'm trying to prevent a war here. It ain't preventable. He wants to take this place from us.
You're 30 miles from anything. Where are you headed?
Montana. Family needs me.
This is a hard winter. I pray Spencer can get here.
Oh, God, it's so good. The Dutton origin story follows the struggles of life and survival in the 1920s. America's the family legacy of the Yellowstone Ranch is put to the test.
I just love that Harrison Ford is finally just playing the role he was made for.
Angry old man.
That's what he finally got to.
It will make you appreciate modern-day conveniences. That's all I'll say.
Everything would be fixed with a cell phone. All right, my pick this week is, of course, a deep dive into the history of the animatronics at Disney with Disney's Animatronics, A Living History from Defunctland on YouTube.
The electric sound signal from the master tape was sent to the entire reed bank. Each reed listened to the entire range of sound, but could only respond to their assigned frequencies. This new method allowed for 10 to 20 actions per track, meaning that an 8-track master tape could have as many as 160 actions on it.
So it all started back in '64 with the World's Fair and Abraham Lincoln. It's just how Disney has evolved more and more their animatronics system.
And moving forward now, it's going to get even
It's
crazy.
insane. They just look like actors.
Yeah. All right, we've been waiting to see what happens when mushrooms take over the world, and now we get an update. It's The Last of Us, Season 2 on Max.
A moth. That probably means change and growth.
No, that would be a butterfly.
So what's a moth?
Death.
All right, we have Pedro Pascal, Catherine O'Hara is in it as well, and it's you love this series. If you haven't checked it out, watch season 1, bench through it if you have to. It's so great. Pedro Pascal, if he's in it, I'm watching
my
it.
God, he's fantastic.
Have you seen the Apple commercial with him?
Yes,
that's
I love
even
it.
great.
That guy can dance. Is there anything he can't do? Is what I like.
And rumor has it he's dating Jennifer Aniston.
Is that right?
Did you hear that?
No,
I did not.
That's a
hear that.
rumor,
Good
by
on
the
him,
way.
good
I don't
on
know
him.
that for sure, but good for her.
That does it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy
We love having
WrestleMania
you.
weekend.
Celebrate with O'Matty here.
Vote for us on the Telly Awards.
Yes, today's your last day. Thank you, Jackson.
Yes.
Go to dailyflashshow.com and vote. It'll pop up on your screen real simple and easy.